Hi guys, it's Mrs. C here with Cycle 2, Week 20. We are going to jump right into geography. So we're going to be on the world side of the map this week. And we'll be staying on the world side of the map for the rest of the year, as I said in last week's video. We're going to be down towards the bottom of Asia, and we're going to be doing North Vietnam, South Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and Laos. I think that's how you say it. So I probably will start with North Vietnam, go to Laos, then Thailand, then Cambodia, and then South Vietnam, just because of how they're kind of connected. North Vietnam and South Vietnam are obviously connected, but it's like a teeny tiny connection, and you have to look like super close on the map to really see it. So I would probably just kind of work my way down and around that way. If you're on the colored side of the map, these are all in pink except for Laos, which is a light pink. So again, you may want to pre-color them for your younger kids. And if you're gonna go to all that trouble, I would probably just go to the black line side and pre-color on that side so that they can find them a little bit easier. I don't feel like they're too terribly hard to find and identify this week because they're all kind of clustered right together. You have South Vietnam and Cambodia kind of cup themselves together like this. And then Thailand is in the cup of Cambodia. And then on top of Thailand, you have Laos. And then on top of Laos, kind of to the side, you have North Vietnam. So if you have a younger class, maybe you want to have them cup their hands and then build kind of on top for the other ones, just to kind of give them a visual of where each of these are. For my older class, I probably won't do any hand motions or anything. We'll just find them, label them, and then we'll start jumping around our map and then coming back and finding these locations again. So, but for me, it helps to remember that South Vietnam cups Cambodia, that cups Thailand, with Laos and North Vietnam on top. So that's what we will do for geography. After geography, we'll move on to our Latin. This is the fourth week of present tense. Our reminder for this one is Mayor E. Poppins was practically perfect in every way. So that helps us remember that our perfect tense starts with E is the it. When I do this the fourth time through, with my class, I've been not writing it up on the board and just writing first conjugation perfect tense up there, and then letting them try to remember what it is without me giving them any kind of clues or anything. And if they can't, then I'll try to help them out. So they've been doing pretty well on those. Again, we've just been kind of chanting them really quickly after we do geography. Again, this is the fourth time they've had these this year, so my class has got them down. If you have a younger class, it might be a fun one to do while walking around the room, and then stopping in between, and then switching and then going back around just to get them up and moving. It's an easy thing to do. It seems really simple, but they like doing it. And you can like tiptoe doing it or take really big steps and kind of mix that up. Hot potato is also a fun one to do, or like duck, duck, goose are a fun one to do with the Latin chants. So those are ideas for the younger class. I tend to find a few that they like and just kind of keep reusing them. But your class might be like over Latin by now because it's our fourth time through this, so they might just want to say it and be done. Then we'll move to math. With math, we've got our last part of our geometry song, which is the circumference of a circle. After this week, we'll be going into all the laws. So we have, I have to excuse my voice, I've been at basketball regionals and cheering my head off all weekend, so I'm a little hoarse. But we have the area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a square equals length of its side squared as squared. The area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. The area of a circle equals pi times the radius squared. The circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times the radius. Pi equals 3.14. So for circumference this week, we obviously have circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times the radius, which really should just be the diameter times pi, but we're going to make it look more complicated. So I will have drawn up on my board a circle with what is the radius, and then the not what is the radius, but like showing what a radius from the center to the outside looks like, and then the symbol for pi written out there. And we'll talk about the difference between what a circumference is versus the area very quickly. I go over this super fast. I'm not really trying to teach, just trying to help them make these connections so this memory peg sticks for them. So we'll go over that. And like I said, we'll be done with this song this week. So we'll probably make sure we can sing it through really well a few times. For English, we have an appositive, and appositives are super fun. And my kids not my personal kids, but my kids in class have learned about appositives in essentials already. So what I decided to do was to write some appositive phrases, I guess, down on some dry erase cards, and then have my kids, I will give them 30 seconds max chance to write down a sentence about themselves. So my son Henry's in my class. All right. So Henry, tell me something about yourself. Really fast.
I'm a basketball player.
Henry is a basketball player. So then I would have him choose an appositive card. And this one says, Henry, a stealthy grave robber, is a basketball player.
Yeah.
So plays basketball by day, robs graves at night. Right? Graham, come here. Okay, you tell me a sentence about yourself.
I really like to do math, especially division.
Okay. Graham really likes to do math, especially division. Okay, pick one of these cards. All right, Graham, a highly trained chimpanzee, really likes math, especially division. So I just made up some little positive phrases. I will let them do those. We will do it very quickly, and we will just talk about positive is a noun or a pronoun directly beside another noun that explains or identifies it. So if you have a younger class, I might not would do this because they might not get what's going on. The essentials class will understand what we're doing. But if you have a younger class, I would just have them act it out. So I would say, I would have two people stand next to each other. So one would be the appositive. So I'm the appositive. And Henry is another noun. So positive is a noun or pronoun directly beside another noun that explains or identifies it. This is Henry. That's my job as an appositive. I'm identifying who this is. Henry, what do you identify me?
Lauren, my mom.
Yeah, Lauren is my mom. Yeah. So Lauren,
And
my
she's
mom.
also a stealthy
tutors.
grave robber.
I'm a stealthy grave robber. I don't know about
Just
that.
kidding.
Yeah. So that's what I will be doing for English this week. For science, we have the second law of thermodynamics. Again, let's just bask in the glory that is our kids learning about thermodynamics when they are 4 and 5. So it has a fun word, which is entropy. And we talk about heat flowing from an area of high temperature to low temperature. So my plan for this is to say the sentence, have them stand up. Initially, we'll just stand and we'll stretch really far up for an area of higher temperature, and then we'll sink all the way down low to an area of lower temperature. If we're having a good day, I may let them get up on their chairs. I'm looking at my son because he's in my class. I may let them get up on their chairs and jump from an area of higher temperature to an area of lower temperature. So often called the law of entropy. I haven't figured out something super fun to do for that yet, so I may just do it like this, the law of entropy. And then the second law of thermodynamics states or explains why heat flows from areas of higher temperature to areas of lower temperature. We'll use it as a chance to get some movement in since we haven't really moved for any of these so far. So that's what I will do for second law of thermodynamics. I feel like that works well for all the ages. They all enjoy movement, so that's what I will be doing for them. For history, I'm so sorry. I'm so yawny today. We have the Vietnam War. So again, we talked about Vietnam in our maps. So remind them that they have learned where Vietnam is. It's in Asia, down south. There's North Vietnam and South Vietnam. That's what we're going to be talking about. So we have President Johnson and the North Vietnam and South Vietnam. If you listen to the song, there's a lot of guitar. So I'm going to bring my little guitars in because I haven't really done these. Have I done these this year, Henry? I think maybe I brought them in one time earlier in the year, but it's been a while. If you have a younger class, these are super fun for them. They like playing them. They make just enough noise where it's like not annoying to hear them in class, but enough that it's satisfying for the kids. Like it's gratifying that it makes enough noise, but not so much that like you can't hear the music that you're playing. So I will do that for my older kids. I may bring in my tiny hands again and let them try to play guitar with the tiny hands because they're tiny guitars with the tiny hands. I think that'd be pretty fun. But if you listen to the song, there's some heavy guitar in there. I can't remember if this is the one. They took out one of my favorite history songs, and I can't remember what week it was. Let's see. Oh, no, they didn't. I forgot. It's week 21. Next week is my favorite history song. But anyway, so we will do that for history. We'll play through the guitars, listen to the song, sing the song, and that'll be all we do for history. All right, I think we are to timeline. So for timeline, this week we have Australia becomes a Commonwealth. So this is a super fun sign. You're making the sign for kangaroo. So you're gonna kind of like act like you're picking something up with your middle and your thumb finger, and you're gonna pick it up and kind of put it down. So Australia becomes a Commonwealth. Like this, the hopping kangaroos. All right, and then we have Mexican. We're gonna take 3 fingers and kind of do like this. It's like stroking our mustache. This used to be the sign for mustache. We're gonna Mexican, and we're gonna do the sign for revolution again, which is 2 R's. They're pointed at each other, and one's like circling the other. So revolution. Then we're gonna have World War I. So just like you see it abbreviated WW1. And President Wilson, the sign that they do, and the lady in the video says she's not exactly sure. She thinks it's supposed to be the sign for president. So I'm gonna go with what she says. You're gonna have your palms faced out. They're gonna cross in front, wait, no, back up. Palms faced towards you. And then you're going to flip your hands around into an S. So this is a sign for president. So forward, I cannot talk. Hands in front of your face crossed, come out around and fists like this. And that is a sign for president. So we have World War I and President Wilson. Okay. Then we have Lenin. We're gonna make an L. And the Bolshevik, again, revolution in Russia. And the sign for Russia, I never can get this in camera. It is your hands like this. They're turned sideways, kind of like you put your hands on your hips like this, but your hands stay flat. And you just kind of tap your sides like this. You can't really see that. I'm doing this, but down by my hips, okay? So, Lenin and the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. Then we have U.S. evangelist Billy Graham. So we're gonna just do the sign for like speak, because it's spreading the gospel. So we're gonna put both of our fingers by our lips and kind of come out. U.S. evangelist, and then we're gonna do a B for Billy and a G for Graham. Billy Graham. And then modern period of the arts. So if you look on the card, it talks about modern period of the arts was individualism and chaos. Like it was kind of crazy. So we're gonna do the sign for individual, which is just like this, kind of like you're like one person. So individual, and then our hands are facing each other but not touching, and they're both kind of moving almost in opposite circles of one another. So that's the sign for modern period of the arts. The Great Depression, we're just gonna kind of push things down because we're depressed. So the Great Depression, and then the New Deal is like you're dealing cards to like on a table. That's for the New Deal. So I feel like there's a lot in this one and a lot we haven't had. So Australia becomes a Commonwealth, Mexican Revolution, World War I, and President Wilson. And then we have Lenin and the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, U.S. evangelist Billy Graham. Ooh, almost forgot what G was there for a second. Modern period of the arts, the Great Depression, and the New Deal. And that will be all for week 20. Thanks, guys. I hope you are having an awesome end of your year. There's only 4 weeks after this. You are 3/4 of the way through. Good job. I will see you soon with week 21. Bye.